Just a little pale man for the war. Der sa lahkudes ütlesid mul sa, peagi saab tagasi su juurde. Astume koos jälle kuude, hakkavad siis mõttes igatsused rohkem. Meie main enam.
We have to find a way out of this mess of Baltic Archipelago. So what I meant with that one is best to look at the overview chart. We started from Andre Josta Yacht Club in Riga, and from there we went to Pärnu, where it's already very shallow, and this is the starting point for this trip. And from Pärnu we are going into the Baltic Archipelago, and it's very shallow water. You see the light blue. We stay all the time under land, and we are passing the city of Virtsu, what was actually our emergency harbor. And from there we went up north through the Baltic Archipelago, and we pass the peninsula of Pyhäniemi, and then we are finally free and in the Gulf of Finland, and we can make a free passage to Pirita-Sadam. Pirita-Sadam is the yacht harbor, the marina in Tallinn, or actually it's a kind of suburb of Tallinn. We calculated with about 24 hours for the trip, but as always it came different. Until Virtsu we were more or less in time, but then instead of the predicted northwest wind, we get lots of thunderstorms with mainly strong south wind. So we made a rally up to 8 knots through the Baltic Archipelago. That was on one hand of course very, very dangerous, but on the other hand we were also much faster. I remember more or less nothing from the whole night, thanks to Reini, who after I programmed the GPS positions made most of the trip on his own, and he just let me sleep. And in a way, when I woke up, most of the trip was already over, and we were something like 50 sea miles away from Tallinn. And these are already pictures from Tallinn, and here you see the speed ferries from Helsinki arriving in Tallinn harbor. And I have a special relation to these speed ferries, as they are stopping directly in front of my home in Helsinki. From this moment of the trip I definitely felt home. And here you see Pirita-Sadam, the yacht harbor in Tallinn, that we are going to approach. And Reini is preparing Summerwind for docking in the marina. And we are just two, there is not much of a communication needed. Basically everybody knows what to do, everybody has his job. Pirita-Sadam was built for the Olympic Games 1980 in Moscow, but Estonia and Tallinn was chosen to host the yachting and sailing event of these Olympic Games. So two international Olympic Games if you want, so it's just a shame we didn't participate. Now that he went down, it works.
Yeah.
Okay, say hi.
Hi.
Say more hi. Okay.
No, not yet. After 2 days working.
Not everybody gets shy when I put on the camera. Okay, so. Dann Schuhe, wenn du an Bord kommst.
Ongoy meldet sich zum Dienst. Ich bin bereit für Schweinereien und Trinken.
You're working.
Cheers.
Cheers. So, good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
That guy is the guy who brings the boat from Lanzarote to Dublin.
Best sailor on the world, maybe.
Cheers. Welcome on board. Many strange new people on board.
Ja. Gruß soll ich sagen. Schönen Gruß vom Babydick zum Babydick.
From Baby Dick.
Hat er sich selber ausgesucht, selber schuld. Wir haben ihn auch nicht aufgeklärt. Ne? Er war sprachlich noch nicht so versiert damals. Ja, Babydick, okay. Guter Name.
Aaron and Katrina, curry, girls we didn't know, but clearly we became nearer to home, having lots of familiar people on board, and especially happy that Ongoy joined the crew for 1 week. In a way, Tallinn was the disappointment of this trip. Maybe just because my and our expectations were too high, and we were just looking so much forward to come to Tallinn. And then actually Tallinn was the first city where the weather was not in our favor. We had lots of rain and lots of grey sky.
Der richtige. Kann ich jetzt nicht sagen.
But that was of course not the real reason. I know Tallinn very well. I have been many times in Tallinn, especially during winter time. And this time Tallinn was just so extremely full of people, extremely many tourists, and even it looks like there are empty streets. It's just because we know them, but as soon you come to public places, it was just crowded from people from everywhere. And I found that the really friendly Estonian people were more closed, more introverted, more difficult to talk to. And the majority next to the Finnish people, there were Italian people. There were plane loads of Italians, especially men, and on top of that an Italian sailing vessel with 200 sea cadets.
Ja, ich bin auch richtig müde.
You see us here at the passport control in Pirita Marina. Even Estonia is part of the European Union. It's not part of the Schengen agreement. So whenever you are entering Estonia or you are leaving Estonia direction Helsinki, you need to go to passport control. One time in Estonia and one time in Helsinki. But so far, and whenever I did it, there was no problem. Pretty easy. Now the boys at the same time try to count speed ferries on our way to Tallinn. Leaving and approaching Estonia, Tallinn, is just such a high number of speed ferries and all other kind of ferries and commercial vessels. I mean, you are better not afraid of heavy traffic, because there is lots of traffic on that way. This sailing trip was a very special